This podcast contains paid advertisements, but more on that later. Welcome to the O'Connor Bootstrap Podcast, where I discuss how you can grow your business by the bootstraps. This applies to all entrepreneurs, from the person just starting up to the one that is already well established. My goal is to help you grow. I am your host, Isaiah O'Connor. Today's podcast is inspired by the book Good to Great. I highly recommend it. It's an amazing business book. It's not just fluff. It's not just someone's business idea. It's a very well-researched book. They put countless man-hours of research in, and they argued and fought with the research team to try to hammer out what the information was and was not. And it's a great book. So, and of course, I've never actually read the book, but I have listened to it several times on Audible, audible.com, the world's largest repository of audiobooks, and now they've come up with some new plans. They've now got a Audible Plus plan at $7.95 a month, which gives you unlimited listening to select audiobooks, Audible originals, podcasts, and more. So you can just unlimited select books you can listen to as many as you can per month. Not just one, but any of them. And that's just $7.95 a month. However, pretty much what they used to have is still there, except better. Now they have the Audible Premium Plus. That's $14.95 a month. You get, like the Audible Plus, you get the unlimited listening to select audiobooks, Audible originals, podcasts, and more. You get one free title of your choice per month. One credit, which is good for any title. So one credit, any title, you keep it forever. And then with the Audible Premium Plus, you get 30% off all additional premium selection titles you want, plus access to exclusive sales. And of course, there is a 30-day free trial. If you do the Audible Premium Plus, you keep your audiobook for free forever. It's amazing. Go check them out, audible.com. Now, today's kind of going to be a little bit of a two-parter. Well, not really a two-parter, but today's podcast and Monday's podcast will be a little bit linked. And the first part is good is the enemy of great. Bad's not the enemy of great, good is. Well, let's think about it. If you're doing bad and you're in a really bad place and things are rough and things suck and you're just miserable, you know you're in a bad spot and you will fight tooth and nail and do everything you can to get out of that bad spot. But if you're doing good and things aren't bad and there's no waves, no one's rocking the boat, you can stay good for a very long time. And because you're content with good, you never achieve true greatness. You can sit around and be good for years, but never really become great. Now, let's look at, it's been a while, I'm going to try to get back a little bit into a little bit of fun with Marvel and fantasy, Lord of the Rings, that type of thing. And you look at Stan Lee. My very first podcast, my very first blog entry was about Stan Lee and how he was unsatisfied with his job after being there for, 22 years, doing the same old. He was tired of it, and he was wanting to quit. And so I said, try again, do what you want this time. And he succeeded beyond his wildest dreams. But for 22 years, he was doing really good in his job. He was doing good. He had a good job. He provided for his family. He did good. He never did great. He did good. For 22 years, if he had done the same type of work he was doing, Who knows? The entire comic industry might have collapsed. I don't think it would have completely. It might have been okay. Who knows what would have happened? But the way it was going, it was about boring detective novels and no real bad guys. I mean, it was very, very boring, not a lot happening. Sales were steady, but not great. People didn't interact. Who knows? Who knows what would have happened if he didn't take that step? I'm pretty sure most of us would have never heard of him. There would have been no Stan Lee cameos in any Marvel movies, and even some non-Marvel movies. I think he even cameoed in a DC movie, if I remember correctly, which is really funny. But what changed? He made a move from being a good comic book guy to a great comic book guy. He got dissatisfied with the good and the good enough, and he decided to do things to become great. And so often in life, we get complicit. We go, oh, this is good enough. This is, no, it's good enough. Oh, we can do this. It's good enough. It's not great, but it works. This is good enough. As long as it works, yeah, this is good enough. I don't know how many times I've done that. Most often with my kids. Can't get them to eat. Can't get. Oh, fine. I'll give them, Nutella on bread just to get them to eat because that's good enough. At least they're eating. Yeah, I've had those moments as a parent. I admit. But sometimes you need to not just settle for good enough just to get them to eat, just to push through. You want it to be great. You want people to really step out in greatness. And you want to step out in greatness yourself. And in order to do that, you can't be content with good enough. The thing is, it's really hard to break out of that good enough to step into greatness. And honestly, I'm sure as I look back even at my own career and how many times have I been held back by good enough? Oh, that's good enough. It's not great, but it's good enough. Oh, it's just good enough. If we get to good enough, you don't push yourself to become better. You don't push yourself to find more clients, better clients, bigger clients. And it becomes easy to do things like put all your eggs in one basket. If you saw that one, where you get one big client and wow, that's good enough. It really helps you survive as a company. And it's a great client. They're faithful. They pay you a lot of money. You do a lot of work for them. It's great. It's amazing. It's awesome. And it's good enough. You don't push to expand your company, your base from there. You got one big client and it's great. And you rely on that one big client and it's good enough. And then you lose that big client and you just don't do well at all. Or you just sit there and you just kind of flatline. You don't do worse. You don't do better. You just kind of meh. And you never achieve real success and you never achieve anything great. It's very, very easy to fall into this kind of a comfort zone. Oh, it's okay. This is good. I like this. This is good. You won't achieve greatness, but that's okay. This is good. Now, if you don't want to achieve greatness, that's your personal choice, of course. But just remember, yeah, you can be satisfied with good, and it's important to be satisfied with what you have. But I think there's a difference between being content in what you do have and also realizing that even good enough, you need to really, there's opportunities to step up and do better than you thought. I know I sound like, to quote from J.R.R. Tolkien, do not go to the elves for counsel, for they will answer both no and yes. But, you need to be able to be content with little or content with a lot. It's very important to be able to have contentedness with your situation to a degree. So you're not being greedy, so you're not being envious, so you're not feeling bad about yourself. But on the flip side, you can't be content with your growth. You can't be content with good enough, just good enough. Oh, it's just good enough. I can put food on the table for my family, but I'm stressed out of my mind. Yeah, I'm very content that I can put food on the table for my family, but it's with a lot of stress, a lot of work, a lot of effort, and it's exhausting, and it can be better. So yeah, of course you need to be content to a degree, but on the flip side, you also need to not be content. Now, let me put it this way: you need to be able to be content with a little bit or a lot, where you can be happy, where you don't let your worldly goods define who you are in your life. However, never be content with mediocre output, with mediocre, just okay results because you're only putting in enough to be good enough. I think that's different. It's how much you put into it. It's one thing to have very little money and have a happy family. And it's another thing to be able to do better, but just don't because you just find out that, it's good enough. Whatever. That's good enough. That's good enough. You never become great by good enough. Good enough is the enemy of great. It's the worst thing you can do is just be good. So here's an encouragement. When this time I'm preaching to myself as well, because I find myself sometimes being, it's good enough. It's easy to slip into this trap. But go out there, it's not good enough. I want excellence. I want to be great. I need to stop being happy with just good enough because I know I can do better. Have a good day. Bye-bye. Remember to get your free half-hour consultation by using our contact page and the links below. If you found value in this content, please give us a 5-star rating on whichever podcast platform you use. It is very helpful if you share this with your friends. If you'd like to directly support this podcast, I have a few donation links in the description, or you can check out the show sponsors. You have been listening to the O'Connor Bootstrap podcast, which is an Atheoz Business Solutions podcast. For our companion podcast, the Atheoz Business Podcast, which is hosted by Jason St. Clair. Our past episodes and related blogs, you can check out our website at www.atheoz.com, which is www.atheoz.com or atheoz.com. Remember, you can also check us out on the O'Connor Bootstrap Podcast Facebook group, where you can interact with me and other people who are bootstrappers and entrepreneurs. The link is in the description. Come check us out. I would love to interact with you. And until next time, I'm your friendly neighborhood entrepreneur, Isaiah O'Connor. See you later.